10 things prohibited in Brazil and peculiar practices that shocked the world. Brazil is renowned for its football, fiery dances, and stunning tropical landscapes. Despite these impressive attractions, you should think carefully before visiting this South American country. Alongside its wonders, Brazil has many strange laws and peculiar customs that can be daunting for the faint of heart. 10. It is forbidden to show discomfort with food. When visiting a new place, you might encounter unfamiliar foods that are difficult to eat. However, in Brazil, it's important not to display any discomfort or displeasure, as Brazilians greatly respect all food. Additionally, using hands to eat is considered taboo in Brazilian culture. They typically use knives and forks, holding the fork in the left hand and the knife in the right. Adults are discouraged from eating ice cream or chewing gum while walking on the street. If you want to eat sandwiches, hamburgers, pizza, or fried chicken, you should use paper towels to handle the food and even use a knife and fork to cut it. 9. It is forbidden to flaunt your wealth. Brazil has one of the highest crime rates in the world, so flaunting your wealth is strongly discouraged. Displaying personal assets and wealth is a major taboo. When going out, leave valuable jewelry like rings and necklaces at home. Keep your phone or camera in your pocket and secure it carefully to avoid attracting criminals. In some areas, tourists are even hesitant to take out their phones. Robberies and other crimes are common, so it's crucial to be cautious and avoid displaying valuables in public, especially in areas with low security. Always focus on your safety and avoid unnecessary attention by keeping your possessions discreet when visiting public places. 8. Avoid entering the slums. One of the most crucial safety rules when visiting Brazil is to avoid entering the slums. These areas are often controlled by criminal gangs, and strangers wandering into their territory are seen as significant threats, which can lead to dangerous encounters. Numerous videos on YouTube, with titles like "Images That Cannot Be Shown on TV," depict the harsh reality of Brazil's multi-ethnic landscape, including violent incidents like hostage kidnappings. These situations often end in bloody confrontations where the police might resort to shooting the perpetrator, which can tragically result in collateral damage if their aim is off. The Brazilian police force frequently faces accusations of incompetence and corruption, with incidents of officers stopping cars and shooting victims in broad daylight. Corruption is rampant, likened to a routine activity. Brazilian police are sometimes as dangerous as the criminals, known to harass and extort money from innocent people with little provocation. They justify their actions with claims of maintaining security, citing the need to control night walkers to prevent crime. 7. The mysterious Amazon rainforest. The Amazon, the world's largest tropical rainforest, covers an area of 700,000 square kilometers, with 60% located in Brazil. If you're planning to visit this South American country, taking a few survival courses might be essential. Getting lost in the Amazon rainforest can be perilous, as survival skills are your best bet for staying alive. Even being heavily armed doesn't guarantee safety in this vast wilderness. The first challenge isn't finding food or water, but dealing with the indigenous tribes. The forest is home to many mysterious and dangerous tribes who are not welcoming to outsiders. Trespassing into their territory can be deadly. Despite their rudimentary weapons, their intimate knowledge of the terrain makes them formidable opponents even to those with guns. Beyond human threats, the Amazon is home to numerous dangerous creatures. Mosquitoes, ants, giant spiders, jaguars, anacondas, and piranhas all pose significant risks. For instance, the giant spider found here can have a leg span of up to 24 cm and, although it primarily eats insects, it is poisonous and should not be touched. Piranhas, contrary to movie portrayals, do not actively attack humans but can become dangerous if they sense blood. Larger animals like jaguars, with their powerful bite and incredible speed, are rare but deadly. Jaguars are known for hunting crocodiles, and encountering one could be fatal. Anacondas, known for their size and strength, also pose a serious threat. For most people, the best advice is to avoid the Amazon unless you're a researcher. Instead, enjoy the cities and the company of the Brazilian people, which is much safer and more enjoyable. 6. Land of only women. Single guys, grab a pen and paper because this place might be your paradise. Introducing Noiva do Cordeiro, a town in southeastern Brazil that's almost exclusively female. Located about 90 km from the capital of Minas Gerais, below Horizonte, Noiva do Cordeiro is renowned for its population of beautiful, cheerful women. Of the 600 residents, more than 90% are women, with around 300 being of working age and unmarried. In this town, most men over 18 leave to work elsewhere, returning home only on weekends. This scarcity of men has led the women to take on all responsibilities, from farming and construction to planning and religion. The women have built a thriving community without needing men, though there are a few men who live there and some who visit occasionally. Despite their independence, the women of Noiva do Cordeiro still yearn for husbands to share their lives with. When the media reported on the town's call for single men, it sparked excitement among many bachelors. However, the women of Noiva do Cordeiro have high standards for potential partners. Men interested in moving there must be willing to share household duties equally, including washing dishes, doing laundry, cooking, and cleaning toilets. Noiva do Cordeiro remains one of the most unique places in the world, known for its strong, independent women who have created a community that thrives on equality and mutual support. 5. Being late. In Brazil, being late is considered a cultural norm. While waiting for someone who is late can be frustrating elsewhere, in Brazil, arriving early is often frowned upon. A writer once remarked that people who are always in a hurry would feel miserable in Brazil, and it's easy to see why. Locals rarely show up on time for appointments and are frequently very late. BBC reporter Lucy Bryson had an eye-opening experience when she arrived a few minutes after the appointed time for a party in Rio de Janeiro. She found the host's house still cluttered with food bags, and the host, fresh out of the shower, joked that they weren't ready yet. This leisurely attitude, compounded by Brazil's congested traffic and the habit of stopping to chat with friends on the street, means that punctuality is not highly valued. Party plans in Brazil often start later than the advertised time, an unwritten rule especially evident in Rio de Janeiro. However, there are exceptions. Brazilians do strive to be on time for business meetings and professional commitments. Social events, festivals, and casual gatherings with friends are a different story, where being at least 30 minutes late is the norm. 4. Inviting nudist speeches. Brazilian authorities are strict with actions considered harassing or obscene, yet they allow nudist beaches to operate comfortably. The country boasts 8 official nudist beaches across 5 states: Paraíba, Bahia, Espírito Santo, Rio de Janeiro, and Santa Catarina. The most famous of these is Praia de Tambaba, the oldest nudist beach, known for its stunning landscape and established as a naturalist haven since 1991. While visiting a nudist beach in Brazil might seem unusual to some tourists, it's quite normal for locals. These beaches provide a space where people can comfortably be nude, but it's crucial to respect privacy and boundaries. Avoid taking photos or videos of others without their consent and treat everyone's privacy with the same respect you would expect for yourself. 3. Drinking beer alone. In Brazilian culture, drinking beer is a social activity closely tied to interaction and connection with others. Beer is typically enjoyed in the company of friends, family, or colleagues, creating a space for communication and sharing. Brazilians are party enthusiasts who rarely drink alcohol alone. For them, enjoying beer is about sharing stories and fostering a lively social environment. A common practice is to pour a small cup for oneself and then pour for others, even strangers, emphasizing inclusivity. This cultural trait has contributed to Brazil being one of the world's leading beer and alcohol consumers. Events like carnival, festivals, and various social gatherings are often celebrated with beer and wine, enhancing the fun and enjoyment for everyone. The combination of Brazil's strong social culture and its diverse beer market has significantly boosted the popularity and consumption of beer and wine in the country. 2. Passionate about music and dancing. Brazilians have an innate passion for music and dancing, as every visitor to the country can attest. Brazilian music is as diverse and vibrant as the culture itself. Samba music and dance, for instance, immediately evoke thoughts of Brazil with their captivating rhythms and movements, prominently featured in carnival festivals. Samba, an international symbol of Brazil, blends upbeat melodies with skillful dance moves, capturing the audience's attention instantly. Traditional Brazilian music blurs the lines between various elements: the sacred and the profane, rural and urban influences, indigenous, Portuguese, Hispanic, and African cultures, as well as traditional and contemporary arts. This rich interplay has given Brazilian music its unique and unmistakable character, particularly evident in samba. In addition to samba, other dance forms like forró and capoeira, an art form that combines martial arts, music, and dance, highlight the country's dynamic cultural landscape. Dancing in Brazil goes beyond mere entertainment. It is a way to express and celebrate Brazilian traditions, festivals, and cultural pride. For Brazilians, dancing is an indispensable part of daily life, reflecting their joy, excitement, and friendliness. 1. The Pororoca wave phenomenon. Nature seems to bestow special attention on Brazil, beyond its famed Snake Island and the vast Amazon forest. One of the world's most peculiar phenomena occurs here, the Pororoca wave. This unique event happens once every 2 years, typically between February and March. These waves, reaching heights of 6 to 9 meters and lasting for several minutes, sweep away everything in their path: houses, trees, and animals. Unlike a tsunami or toxic wave, the destructive power of these long waves rivals that of their more infamous counterparts. Twice a year, during the mentioned months, the Atlantic Ocean churns up these waves that travel up the Amazon River, creating the longest and largest wave on Earth. Locally known as Pororoca, this phenomenon originates from the tides in the Atlantic Ocean meeting the river's edge. It occurs in rivers with shallow, narrow, funnel-shaped mouths. As the tidal surge enters the shallow river mouth, it generates these massive waves that can persist for about 30 minutes. At dawn, tourists and surfers can hear the calls of monkeys and the distant roars of other animals, signaling the high tide. When these waves hit land, they cause widespread destruction, leveling houses and trees along the shoreline. Despite the dangers, some thrill seekers enjoy surfing these waves. While tides are generally predictable and stable, Pororoca waves are notoriously unpredictable, influenced by factors like wind and river depth, which vary seasonally. Historically, the 2003 Pororoca wave lasted a staggering 37 minutes over a 50 km stretch, resulting in significant damage and hardship for the affected communities. Thank you for joining me in exploring Brazil's unique and extraordinary features. Feel free to share your thoughts on this remarkable country in the comments below.